The story of the hanging coffins in the Philippines is as eerie as it is enchanting, a ritual steeped in centuries of indigenous belief and cultural reverence. In the remote highlands of Sagada, nestled within the Cordillera Mountains of northern Luzon, the Igorot people have long honored their departed with this unique tradition. Centuries ago, elders were said to carve their own coffins from local timber, imbuing each vessel with personal symbols and ancestral motifs that reflected both their earthly journey and the spiritual passage awaiting them. Before the final journey begins, elaborate preparations take place to ensure that the deceased is ready for this otherworldly voyage. The body is placed upon a wooden death chair and carefully wrapped in rattan leaves, a practice believed to help delay decomposition while allowing time for mourning and paid respects. Mourners would sometimes allow small traces of the body's essence, a final gift of life, to touch them, believing that these remnants carried fortune and connection to the spirit realm. The deceased is then positioned in a fetal posture within the coffin, symbolizing a return to the primordial state of life, the womb, from which all existence springs. With solemnity and skilled precision, the coffins are carried along steep, rugged trails and finally affixed to the sheer faces of limestone cliffs. Using metal pegs and sturdy ropes, the coffins are suspended high above the forest floor, where the thin mountain air and sweeping vistas seem to bridge the gap between the mortal world and the world of the ancestors. This elevated resting place not only shields the departed from wild animals and human misdeeds, but also symbolically raises their spirit to dwell closer to the divine, a place where the living and the dead exist in a delicate sacred balance. Today, while modern burial practices have largely replaced this ancient ritual in everyday life, the hanging coffins of Sagada remain a poignant reminder of a time when spiritual ecology and respect for one's ancestry ran deeply through the veins of the community. Although the frequency of such burials has diminished, with the most recent cliff burial occurring only a few decades ago, the tradition continues to captivate both locals and visitors alike. Tourists, drawn by the haunting beauty and profound cultural significance of these elevated memorials, now journey to Sagada not just to witness the visual spectacle, but to immerse themselves in the living echoes of a past where life and death intermingled in art and reverence. Beyond this singular practice, similar traditions have echoed across parts of Asia, from the cliffside burials of certain Chinese communities to ritualistic interments in Indonesian highlands, each telling a story of a people's quest for immortality through memory and myth. These ancient rites remind us that for many cultures, death is not an end but a poignant step on a continuum connecting the earth to the cosmos, a legacy that continues to fuel artistic expression and cultural identity. There's also a fascinating conversation to be had about how modern societies balance economic revival with the preservation of such profound traditions. Many communities, like those in Sagada, now see these rituals not only as a farewell to loved ones but also as a living heritage that invites the modern world to reflect on spirituality, art, and the enduring human connection to history. If you're curious to explore more about these interwoven narratives of cultural preservation, or if you'd like to delve into the comparative mythology of burial practices in other parts of Asia, there is an entire world of inquiry waiting to be uncovered.